Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code PLANETPaintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast. I'm here with David and Kelsey Tran from the Bear Ridge family of teams, if you will. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here. Appreciate you giving us this opportunity to be on your pod, man. I've been listening for a while, so just excited.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to have you guys on here. Let's just start with the basics. How did you guys find paintball?
You can go first.
Okay.
You found it first.
Yeah, so like every other paintballer, it was a birthday party. I did not get a single elimination. I was scared. And for some reason, I was like, I want to do this again for my birthday. So I wanted to be different. And so I got my dad to get me the U.S. Army Alpha Black M4 package. I got that thinking it was something different. It was the same thing. And, it didn't make me any better, but it was still fun. Yeah, playing woods ball for a while. And, I think 2019 was my first exposure to speedball. And then ever since then, I haven't looked back. I love playing all kinds of paintball, woods ball, a speedball. It doesn't matter. I'm shooting a paintball. I enjoy it, and it's consumed most of my life now. Yeah.
I got into it because I met him, and then for one of his birthday parties, we went out to one of our local fields, and they first played in the woods, and I'm too antsy, and I get too impatient, and I was like, I don't really feel it. Like, it looked fun, and I was like, I don't really feel like doing this. And then they inflated the speedball course and played a few points on there, and I was like, this I can do. And then I stepped on the field, he handed me a marker and that first ounce of adrenaline, and I was hooked.
Nice.
After that, I was hooked.
So what was the marker you handed her?
I think it was the Ether, the original.
That blue one.
Yeah, okay, so it was the original Ether, that cannon of a marker. I mean, that thing is loud. And I'm pretty sure I donated that to the Warriors.
Okay.
Just because I had no use for it. I had I think a 170 or 180. No, I had a 160. So I just kind of outgrew the Ether. And I had a couple problems with it too. And I wasn't really familiar with how to properly maintain the Ether. So the jump from the original Ether to the 160 in terms of like how to take it apart and how to maintain it was a big jump. At least in my opinion. It was just a lot easier to use that. I started with that, and then the next jump was before the 160. I think it might have been that actually. So a lot of thinking. I've gone through a lot.
160.
I've gone through a lot. I think the first speedball marker after the Ether 3 was the 160.
Nice. What about you, Kelsey? When you finally got your own gear, what was the first one?
I think he gave me his 160. I'm the type of person that, like, I don't really care about the marker as long as you just hand it to me. I mean, I know how to clean my 170, but like I don't really care about the marker. Just hand it to me as long as it works. I just want to play. I'm not about the specifics. But I eventually learned how to clean my own and break it down and everything. It's just more of, it was a 160 for a while, and then I didn't like the camo sign on it. So he eventually found me my 170 that has a really cool, like, black and white kind of design on it.
Nice. So when was the jump into speedball? David, were you already playing speedball or tournaments, I guess?
Yeah, okay.
When Kelsey started playing?
No, so like I said, I started in 2019.
I think I was closer to 2018.
No,
it might have been.
No, I got back. So I was, I took a break because I joined the Navy.
Okay.
And so I was gone at basically all of the tail end of 2018. And so in 2019, when I came back, I, had the itch, of course. I haven't played paintball in a while. So the field closest to me at the time was Ballbusters Paintball in Colombia, and I went out there with the Ether 3, and they, for some reason, they didn't fully inflate their Speedball field, but I think it was because it was towards the tail end of, the lifespan of that place. Shortly after that, the owner sold it. So I met David Monroe, and we clicked. We instantly clicked. Now he's one of my best friends. He's going to be the best man at my wedding, actually.
Nice.
We just clicked. We had a lot of fun, and he asked me to join a team that he's making called the Warriors. And that's a funny story, actually. They got me all hyped up for the event. It was like a 3-man NXL event, like an official NXL 3-man event.
Okay.
And I was so excited. I was like, this is my first tournament. I didn't know I could actually join a team, because I saw the only exposure I had the X-Ball was just seeing the Infamous logo at the Ballbusters pro shop. So I was so excited. Driving up there, I couldn't stop shaking. I was so excited. And when I got there, I went up to check in, and my name wasn't on there. And I was confused. I'm like, all right, can I just sign up? They're like, no, it's too late. What's your APPA number? And that's where everything froze. I was like, what's that? And so I'm looking at David and his father, Matt Monroe. I'm like, what's that? And I think David forgot to mention that to his father. So I showed up there fully kitted out and couldn't play. Yeah. And I was just sitting on the sidelines, just bummed out. And they won the tournament. It was a relatively small tournament, but yeah, I mean, it's great. I supported them, and I was so happy for them. But at the same time, I'm just like, I want to play.
So how far away was this from you? Like, how far did you drive?
30. It
was 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like an affiliate thing.
No, it's not like the Bear Ridges for us.
No, yeah. I mean, at the time, I thought that was far. Like, again, like I couldn't really go out and do much, because like my parents, they didn't really like understand paintball. So I didn't really travel that much. This is before now, where we're traveling 2.5, 3 hours for paintball. And that's nothing to us. 30 minutes, 45 minutes was a long time to me. So I was pretty bummed out. But yeah, we got that resolved. And the next couple of 3-man events we played, I practiced with them, played a couple times. I was still bad, but I just had fun. That was pretty much what I had the most fun, how I had the most fun playing paintball. And that's pretty much how I got started playing Speedball.
Okay.
I didn't start playing Speedball until 2 years ago. Was it?
I think like officially 2 years.
Yeah, officially, because I had very low confidence and did not like stepping out of my bubble. So I would go with them and I would practice with the team, and their coach Matt was like, come on, you should join. Like you could do good at this. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm good enough, because I have really bad imposter syndrome. So I was like, no, I'm good. I enjoyed it, but it was just like a lack of confidence. And then like a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, I was like, okay, I'm just going to push myself. And we went out to play, just with that team, or just at their local field to catch up with them. We went out to play for my birthday, and I got the itch for it. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to push myself to do it. We finally joined. I finally joined and played Speedball on a team and like with tournaments. So.
Okay. What was your first tournament, a 3-man, or did you go straight into X-Ball?
X-Ball.
Yeah,
okay.
It was the
first one was supposed to be X-Ball, but they made it 5.
Yeah, it was the AIM Athletics up in Fayetteville.
Yeah,
Black Ops. It was during when it was the CPXL in 2023, the very first event. That was I played with them like here on and off, just because again, like I didn't really like get the scope of like fully committing to it. I just like treated it more as like just having fun. And then eventually, like I think me and Kelsey talked about it, and we were like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna commit to a season. Like I've played tournaments with them before, but never really committed to a full X-Ball season with them. Like I played a couple of 3-mans with them, and then I think the only X-Ball event was down in Myrtle Beach, down there when it was the CFOA, and then one time at World. Yeah, that was like 2021, and then one time at World Cup at 2022. So it was on and off. And again, me thinking 45 minutes was a long drive.
Yeah.
But then, fast forward to 2023, when they're now at Twisted Paintball in Darlington, which is even farther. But for some, and we live farther now. We just decided to go for it. We're in a position to where we could commit. So yeah, we played that first event, and I think we got like 8 out of like 15 or 16 teams. It was basically our first time playing together as a squad.
Okay.
Because there was a D4 line which had Monkey and
which is David Monroe.
Yeah, David.
Okay.
Yeah, we call him Monkeys. Yeah, so we call him Monkey, David Moreau, Ethan Turner. He's one of my other good friends there, and then a couple of the other guys who were D4 at the time. We watched them play, but yeah, we joined on with the D5 line, which had Ryan. No, Mike McKell. Mike James.
But then
yeah.
Fred, Giovanni.
Yeah.
Brighton.
Yeah, I'm
Todd Jr.
I don't think I've ever met any of the guys except for Giovanni, who you might know as Paintball Dad. And then
I haven't met him, but I've obviously seen his stuff.
And then Michael James, I played with him at that one time I went to Cup.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody else, brand new. We never really played too much together. And I mean, we made it out of the prelims for our first event. I feel like that's something to be proud of, as like a new squad that comes together. Making it out of the prelims is always big. And we had fun. That was one of the biggest things. And that was basically the start of our continuous X-Ball journey to where we're at right now.
Okay. So that was 2023?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 2020. I guess I can. Yeah, it's.
Because 2024, you guys were playing D4, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So 2023. Yeah. These years have been flying by. So
yeah, it's when you get the point in your life that you're an adult and you start having fun. That's why it goes by so fast.
Yeah. What year was that again?
Yeah.
You only need to know the important years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Anniversaries and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't
Birthdays.
those, we're gonna have a problem. Yeah, it was March 18th, 2023.
Okay.
That was a fun tournament. And very fun tournament.
Tried to see if we had actually played against each other at any point.
We were mostly playing the CPXL that year.
Oh,
and then,
you know what? I think we did. In
Did we?
2024, you beat me.
23.
team.
3-2 with relapse.
Yeah.
Okay.
You play. Yeah. Oh, yeah. At NGXL.
Yeah, the NGXL.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was not there for event 2 where we got our butts whooped, but
Yeah. We won't talk about that.
we won't talk about that. We went and got a second place the other month.
that's all that
So,
matters.
so we're good now. Had to put some respect back on that name.
But yeah.
But not to jump ahead, I was just curious. So you spent the D5 year doing CPXLs?
Yes. Just straight CPXL. I think one event in Perry, Georgia, we both hopped on the D4 line.
Yeah, we got thrown onto the D4
Yeah,
line in
so-
the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Our coach was like, "We're gonna put you on the D4 line." I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, again, because when we were practicing pretty hard.
Yeah, we were out there every weekend.
Yeah.
We were out there every weekend because my parents live in Lexington, so we would drive to Lexington and drop our dog off and usually stay the weekend there and go up because it's about an hour and a half from Lexington.
Okay.
So we kind of cut the drive, at least cut an hour down. But yeah, we were out there every weekend.
Yeah. And again, we've had good chemistry. Again, with me being really good friends with Monkey and Kelsey was mixed into that group too. Everyone just enjoyed our company. So I feel like chemistry was a big part of why we were able to mesh so well together.
Mhm.
And it was also a big tool for us to use to learn because we understood that we weren't going to get that much playing time. But when we did, that's just kind of when we had to show out and show what we've learned and show that we're also paying attention to the game as well. Not just chilling on the bench, talking. We're actually trying to pay attention to the players on the field, the tendencies of who they're sending out. Especially if they have like star attackers. That's usually a big thing in like D4, D3. You tend to have star players who are more attackers. So I play a one position a lot. So that's like one thing I had to look out for. And we were also warmed up from the day before playing D5.
Okay, so you did both?
Yeah, we did. Oh,
Nice.
that was a lot.
It was like the last couple events of the CPXL because I remember playing up in Fayetteville on the D4 line, and we played World Cup.
I did it. I don't know if I did. Did I?
I remember it. I remember.
I remember Perry distinctly, just because that's a really nice field. Like I love that field.
Grass is so luscious. I know what they're doing with their grass, and it's nice.
I get the NGXL staying at Bear Ridge, but like I would love like when it somehow Josh like expands to other fields. That's just me though. I love Perry. That field is really nice.
And they have misting showers. Nice. And this was like when we went to the Perry tournament, it was peak summer. I think it was August or something. Mm-hmm. And it was so hot, but they had showers that you could just go. It was just, they would cut the hose on and you could stand underneath them. And that was nice. That was really nice to have. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess you guys never went to Nitro, did you?
No, that's Atlanta.
Yeah. It's kind of close to where Bear Ridge is now.
Oh, okay.
But that guy had a full-on shower out there next to the X-ball field.
That'd be so
nice. Instead of having to drive home for 3 hours smelling rain.
Well, it was an open air. I don't know.
Not that kind of shower.
But,
No, I mean like rinsing off at least.
Yeah. You could rinse off. You aren't scrubbing down.
No.
But that kept us alive one event.
Yeah.
So anytime a field owner, especially in the Southeast, can put in some kind of water feature, big plus.
Because this humidity is.
Yeah. So, how did that season end? The 2020, we're in 2023 season or 2024 season now?
Yeah, we played NGXL in 2024.
Okay.
And we played everything but the last event.
Okay.
So just some things came up, personal things that I had to deal with, that we had to deal with as a family.
I didn't have anything to do with the team.
Yeah.
We just something came up and we had to hand.
Yeah, no, like I wish everything but the best for the Warriors. It's like I still want to play with them in some capacity. Again, like with Monkey being one of my best friends.
Yeah,
I just want to play.
Like it wasn't the move to a different team wasn't from a friendship perspective at all.
Yeah, no, like it had nothing. It had nothing to do with like me not enjoying playing with them. Like I really learned a lot in the 2024 season. Matt really pushed me to be a better attacker, made me a lot more confident. I mean, he would push me to the point where others would see it as like being mean, but I understood it. Like again, military background, I get it. Tough love.
Yeah.
So all props to him for making me into the baller I am now. And it's just we had to deal with some things. And we were fortunate enough to still be able to play at Cup. I was chosen to be on the Navy team for the Commander's Cup.
Nice.
And then Kelsey was asked to play with the Barbies. And that was her first introduction into the Barbies. I guess they kept tabs on her and wanted to see what she's got.
Yeah, so basically, Kristen reached out to me asking, she wanted to see us at the last event, and I told her that we just had some things that we had to handle with our family going on, and she was inviting me to go to Cup, and I'm like, I really want to, but we still have to work out these things, and they offered like different ways to help, and that's one thing that I really appreciate about Bear Rage is they are our big family. Like, They're very supportive. And I reached out to our coach because I didn't want to be disrespectful and just be like, oh, we didn't play the last event, but I'm going to go play with the Barbies kind of thing. And I asked them if they're planning on going to Cup, and they weren't planning on going to Cup. So we were able to work something out where I could go, and I had so much fun with them. And then this year came up, and we reached back out to our coach and asked what like the plans were for the Warriors. And it didn't seem like they had any plans, or they were going to take a break and work on building up Twisted a good bit, because it's a really nice field. And so I was like, okay, well, it was almost like a unfortunately like a chapter closing, but a new blessing being opened. And so we started playing at Bear Ridge, and it's been so nice. I love playing with the girls. I love playing at that field because everyone there is just so supportive.
Awesome. So that was the invite. The girls had both your teams had a heck of a showing at the first event. I know, David, you weren't there.
So I unfortunately am bound by the U.S. government.
Yeah.
If I do not show up, I will serve time in prison.
Yeah.
You know, I just had to. Usually I'm able to reschedule, but this time I wasn't. I was watching from the screen, and again, the same feeling that I got when I went to my first 3-man tournament, watching from the screen and cheering these guys on, and then realizing like, I'm not there. This sucks. And like, cause drill weekend's fun, but it's uneventful once you finished all your work. So like, especially the later half of the day, I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, these guys are doing so great. I'm so happy for them. I'm genuinely happy for them. Shaggy, I joked around in the group chat. I said Shaggy is basically Thanos collecting all the Infinity Stones. He collected some of the best ballers in all of Georgia. I mean, the two guys that are the D3 drops that play for Shot Kids. I mean,
okay, I didn't realize they had played for Shot Kids.
They're nuts. Paul Maston, I think, and Christian Morris.
Okay.
Yeah. Christian Morris actually got the MVP.
Nice.
The insane ballers. Yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly, that we won. But yeah, I can't wait to join the squad and play, because I've only been able to help out with the drone footage that I shoot. That's the other thing I do for paintball. I just shoot drone footage for teams, for practices and tournaments too, just getting overhead shots. So that way, whenever, you're working during the week, most people, don't have access to the field during the week, but they can watch back exactly what they did right and wrong. They could potentially scout other teams that they're playing. So I was glad to be able to help out not only ODB, but the Barbies. Shout out to Danny, their coach. He was using it.
Oh yeah. We had a meeting before NGXL. Danny Wilson, our Barbie coach, and we all got on a Messenger, and he pulled it up with his screen, and he went through pretty much all the videos and was like, okay, what was right and what was wrong. And what I really liked was a lot of us were being quiet. I'm not usually super talkative in those chats, so he was like, Kelsey, what do you think we should have done in this? And I'm like, it feels like being back during the COVID years when you had your screen off and your mic muted and you're half asleep. I was awake, but I was just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Teacher just called on me in front of the whole class.
Yeah. But it was nice because there are a few like more quiet ones in that group, and so it was nice for him to take the initiative to kind of get our opinion on everything.
So how often how far is Bear Ridge for you?
3.5 hours.
So how often do you guys go out there and practice?
We try to go, honestly, as much as we can. Right now, in the next like 2-3 months, it's pretty
until after the wedding.
Well, I think like consistently, it's gonna be scarce, because like we have our bachelor and bachelorette trips coming up, and then next month we have our wedding, and then I'm still having to filter. Like I have drill, so like I'll be absent a little more than she is. I mean, again, anytime that they announce like our respective group chats, announce team practices and quote unquote mandatory, which we really do want to be there. If there's no mandatory practices going on, we are if like our members aren't going to be at the field or don't plan on it, we also go to Palmetto Hills Paintball in Rock Hill, since that's only 2 hours away from us.
Yeah,
We're so where we live, we're in the middle of nothing. The closest paintball field to us is Augusta Paintball, but they stopped all speedball operations like a year after we moved here. I mean, they used to be a big thing. I mean, I don't know if you remember some of the members that were on I think Jared Newman. We had Joe. What's the last name?
Don't ask
Yeah,
us.
we had Joe, Stephen Hargrove. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure completely, but they're also in the same area that in the Augusta area. There used to be a big thing. Like I think Jungle Cats originated from Augusta.
I think
I'm not
so.
completely sure. There's Augusta. And then there's another team that like had Augusta in it, and we were excited. I mean, when we were looking to move here, we were like, oh, paintball field. 30 minutes down the road or 45 minutes, and now we're adults. That's nothing. We're excited. And then it wasn't until I checked, they, I guess, tore down all the speedball stuff and reinvested into 50 cal EMEX.
Okay.
Which, hey, honestly, as a first time paintball player, that is a great way to go.
Yeah.
And shooting an EMEX is going to be nice rather than shooting Cronus's or Tippett 98s.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just picked one up.
I want one once I that's just something in the future. I'd like an EMAC, but yeah, that unfortunately crossed that off the list. The next closest one is Palmetto, which is 2 hours. So again, 2+ hours everywhere. Charleston is 2 hours. I mean, Nitro would be 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's something we're used to now, and we're used to just driving part of our day, just driving to the field.
Yeah, and we usually go to Palmetto because we'll meet up with our old buddies and we'll text and be like, hey, you want to go play paintball? You just go mess around and practice this weekend. So some of the guys like Mike James, we'll meet up with him. And sometimes Jonathan will come out, sometimes Giovanni will come out, but we'll usually like try to meet up with them to just kind of run drills and points.
They got a good crowd out there
too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, very great community. And some of the, I know some of the best ballers in the Carolinas have come through there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Matt's kind of made that his home field. Matt the Gym Rat.
Gym Rat. Yeah, I know Chris Shears took a visit there.
Yeah, he did. He did a clinic out there, I think, or something.
Yeah, he did. I think.
Maybe that's Young Stevie.
Young Stevie, yeah. Well, no,
Warriors,
Chris.
Warriors.
I think Chris was out there like just because, like he lives in that area.
Oh, okay.
But Young Stevie, yeah, I remember he came down to do a clinic, which I didn't know anything about Wrecking Crew at the time. I was like, who are these guys? And then obviously following that, now they're one of the best semi-pro teams.
Yeah.
So that's cool to see that travel down for that.
Yeah.
Same thing with.
I would say they got upset by Bear Ridge this weekend.
Hey, we don't
and TPP because they both took the jump up, I think, from D2 into semi-pro, and to have them in the finals was quite
the
a
rematch,
statement.
the World Cup rematch.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was honestly, it was a good game. Obviously not who we were rooting for, but I thought it was a good game. It's really going to shake up the semi-pro division. Everyone's expecting Wrecking Crew to do good, which I'm hoping. I love Wrecking Crew. Big Wrecking Crew fan, and I also it's cool that I see the filthy jersey behind you.
Yeah, I was
up in Pennsylvania actually for one of my 2-week orders. This is a totally off the rail story, but I'm sure the guys will appreciate this. I decided to bring my paintball gear because I saw that there's a speedball field up there close to where I was staying at, and I'm like, I don't know what is up here in Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania, but I know there's paintball. And so this is the first time I flew out with my gear, and surprisingly easy process. But I went out there, played a Wednesday because I saw that they did Wednesday evening ball,
nice.
And that was fun. And then I jokingly talked to the local team saying like, hey, if there's a tournament, hit me up. And they said, yeah, we're actually going out to the Tri-State Expo League to play.
Nice.
And, I looked it up. It was 2 hours away in New Jersey over at Quick Shot. And I'm like, that's 2 hours. Like, I don't know if I really should be doing this. And then Saturday came, which was D5, and I was bored. I was in my hotel room because we had the weekends off.
Okay.
I was losing my mind because, you know, they said they weren't going to be at the local field in Pennsylvania. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw it. As long as I don't crash the rental car, as long as I don't use my government travel card, I'll be fine. So yeah, I went on the Facebook group and asked, hey, does anyone want to pick up a D4 attacker? You know, I'm fine with riding the bench. I'm just so bored. Please pick me up. First, the New Jersey Bomb Squad, they hit me up.
Okay,
But then later, I think they said they picked someone up. And then that's when Filthy gave me a text. Shout out to Don Colomesta. That's the Don, man. He's the man.
The Don.
He's the Don. Graciously gave me a chance to play with them. Again, fully expecting to ride the bench because when I looked at the roster, you know, you got Slick Stevie as the coach. And I'm like, golly, these guys are stacked. You know, Chris Goya, Carly Colomesta.
Yeah, she's nasty.
Yeah, she was nasty playing this weekend. Q, all these, and there's other guys. I just forget their name, and I'm sorry. But no, those guys are nasty. I mean, I pray that I get the opportunity to play with them.
They're
Again,
definitely putting in the work, and Don is
shout out
them.
Filthy with that win in D3. I mean, they absolutely killed it. Hey, now,
No.
wow,
No, sir.
attitude.
I want to get on the podcast, man.
Yeah, not moving a whole laptop for you, buddy. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, again, shout out to Filthy. They also, I felt like that was one of the biggest parts of me improving as well.
Okay. Getting to play with some different people.
Yeah, just getting advice from one of the most aggressive attackers in the semi-pro division. You know, he really refined my gameplay and built the confidence on top of what I already had.
Nice.
And I mean, we ended up getting third.
Not bad for walking on, huh?
No, I mean, like I barely played the first half of the event, and then they put me on in like the last prelim match. You know, and I felt like I played well because they kept putting me back on as the D side attacker. I tried the snake side. It was just kind of weird. I kept dying, but they noticed my speed, which was great. And honestly, Quick Shot had the best turf field I've ever played on in my life.
And they just redid one of the other fields and made it perfect from what I've heard.
I want to take her out. I want to take you out there so bad. It's such a nice field. But yeah, just that was such a fun moment. Yeah, again, even though we didn't win the whole thing, just the fact that they let me play, they actually let me get field time, and I got some good coaching and mentorship from them. That meant a lot to me, and I just appreciate you know, them letting me play. But I think since then and since Cup, I haven't played a actual tournament other than that C3XL where I saw you at.
Yeah.
So I've been itching to play 5-man. I've been itching to play some X-Ball.
The C3XLs are fun, and I do like the format, but it's like a holdover for 5-man X-Ball.
It is. Yeah. I don't think I'll be at the NGXL playing until the third event, maybe.
Okay.
If everything goes well. I mean, I'm, again, with the drone footage business, I'm really pushing that because that makes money. Playing paintball really doesn't.
Yeah. Nope.
But I really enjoy flying drones, but I also enjoy playing. So it's a hard balance. It really is. Like, I'm trying to make it to where like I film for D5 but play for D4. You know, that's really like the plan, but we'll just see how that goes. I'm just happy that, you know, everyone seems to be meshing on ODB, and I'm hoping I can just add on to that. Because again, those guys ODB is stacked. So I'm just hoping to add on to it and not really like shake up the whole dynamic, because I haven't practiced with them either.
Okay.
I don't think I've played with like most of the guys except for maybe Shaggy.
So how did the drone business come about?
So I picked up a drone 2020, like the end of 2023. We used it like I got it for the Warriors in the 2024 season. I threw up the drone a couple times, and we looked at the footage. Wasn't as like intensive of how Danny would use it, or like some of these other teams that I'm selling the footage to. And also I tried I was using it for like advertising of the field as well. And I didn't really do that much with it until this year, actually.
Okay.
Beginning of this year, I really thought about how hard it is to watch paintball. Honestly, like it's a great sport to play, but it is a hard sport to watch. Like I'm gonna admit that. I don't. If you think it's an easy sport to watch, it's not. I don't care how long you've been playing.
Even if you've been playing, you gotta have the right camera angles. And
and like
not having drone footage or a overhead makes it way harder.
I mean, you probably know like how frustrating was it, watching the event this past at Tampa, and then it zoomed in on someone, and then someone got ran down, and you have to wait till the replay.
Yeah,
it's just like, and that mini map, in my opinion, was kind of weird.
I didn't like that at all.
It felt like that it was like a kid's idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to slash on, what the NXL is doing, but that, I don't know, that wasn't that good. I think they should have done like a drone shot, just a continuous drone shot. And then, have the zoom in on the cameras for the big screen.
Yeah.
But
I think
the drone
there was some, they were so close to the airport, they couldn't do the drone this time.
That's what I heard. I mean, it's also like, I'm guessing it would be hard having to get the rights or the permissions from like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or whatever organization runs that. That they see NXL like paintball. I'm sure I don't think they know the gravity of like how like official the sport is, I guess. I probably understand why they weren't able to fly the drones up there.
But yeah, it just makes it. I think it makes it way easier. And whoever they have for the the overlay at Cup did a great job of showing where people were shooting.
Yeah, but now I like this year I've really started to push the drone stuff since I wasn't able to play, and a couple of teams out at Bear Ridge hit me up after I posted an ad. Really, like I threw up some of my old drone footage, and I had like Afterlife D6, the Barbies, ODB, Bear Ridge Factory D4. They all wanted to use my drone footage, and I think it helped them out. I mean, obviously Barbies won, ODB won, so I'm hoping that that helped them out and they can continue using my services for that. Because honestly, I enjoyed that, knowing that teams have another way of studying the field layout instead of just looking at the field layout on a piece of paper and just imagining plays in your head. They can actually watch what went right and what went wrong. And so I'm hoping to take this business, beyond paintball and get my certifications, just do that as a living. And I know it's a pretty well-paid market as a career, so that can help us consistently play.
Yeah. So what's the breakdown? Is there a business name? Is there pages people can go to?
I mean, I think like in 2024, I made just threw up a name, like it's called Angel Eye Media.
Okay.
But I've kind of just put that on the back burner right now, and I'm more focused on actually, just flying, getting footage. I'm just charging a cheap price right now because I'd like to build a clientele first before I actually start a business. And again, the certification, that's another big thing. I want to get that done so that way I can have like everything kind of official, and it's also easier too, instead of having to go through another Facebook page just to get to me. It's like, just hit me up. And it's been working out pretty well so far. Seems like a couple of the teams that reached out back to me, pretty satisfied with the drone footage. So, I mean, again, hopefully I can take this to the next level and make this my full-time career.
Well, that'd be awesome. Do you mind saying how much, like, if someone wants drone footage at the next event, what event will you be going to next?
So I'm honestly still working on that.
Okay.
Like a solid.
That's fair.
Price.
You guys are super busy.
Yeah, it's like like at the first practice for the first event, I charged, I think like it was like $45 a day or $70 if you booked for the whole weekend in advance. And then if you hit me up, if you like walked up to me or hit me up the day of, I'd add on like $10 extra. Like I feel like what I'm doing, like what I'm using a lower end drone from DJI.
Okay.
Yeah, not like a toy drone, like an actual like good drone with a nice 4K quality camera on it. I'm utilizing that, but not really like I don't want them expecting professional results, really, if you know what I mean. And I like because I looked up how much drone operators, like freelance drone operators, get paid. And it's like $200 or $300 an hour.
Yeah, it's
And
not
so
too bad.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm not there yet. I'm not licensed. I don't want to get into any legal trouble, So I'm treating this more as a hobby. And, it's like, and it stacks up. It does with the amount of teams that hit me up. But I just want to start at a low price, just to get opinions, build clientele.
I think that's smart.
Yeah. And then at tournaments, it was $50, just flat $50. I'm more really looking for like practices, like shooting practices. And I know that's probably more helpful than the tournaments, but every team has their own reasons why they want drone footage. As long as I guess they're helping me out and I'm helping them out, that's all that really matters to me.
Nice. So when's the wedding, guys?
April 7th.
April 17th. Any special reason for that date?
When we talked about getting married, we wanted to get married in April. We're like, that's a fair date because he's already getting screwed over with Christmas, and then my birthday is January, and then literally a week later it's our anniversary of when we started dating. Usually we celebrate that birthday, or that anniversary. Yeah, we just picked April, and then 17 is our anniversary day, so we're just keeping it 17. But yeah, it's easy.
I appreciate that. Me and my wife got married on International Flag Day.
Woo!
So it's always marked on every calendar.
Yeah,
Nice.
For
smart. That's pretty smart.
It was serendipitous. I'd like to say I planned for it, but I did not.
Just say it.
It makes you look a lot smarter.
Yeah. From now on, that'll be the story.
Listen, I planned it on Flag Day.
Yeah.
I knew what
it's
I
not
was
a big
doing.
holiday, but
It's good enough. It's marked.
It's there. So so you played let's go back to the NGXL, Kelsey. How did you feel that tournament went? I mean, obviously,
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. And I'm really grateful that team is just everybody's so supportive. Even the guys, bringing the guys on, they were supportive and they were all in on wearing pink. They're perfectly fine with it. And I feel like we did just a good job of staying focused and just communicating with Kylo. Sir, you do not get my attention 24/7. Just give me an hour. But like just communicating and supporting each other was the biggest thing. And I kept on trying to remind them, don't get in gun battles that you're not going to win. Like communicate. If you have people on you, communicate that, because if this person's got 2 people on you, another person can make a move. And that was the biggest thing. That's a big thing that I noticed. Like a lot of people get themselves killed, and when playing is they end up getting in these gun battles that they can't win, or it's just they're playing as individuals. So it was a lot of fun playing it and playing with the guys, and then being full on with the Barbie thing, and then watching live stream back and hearing the commentators just having so much fun with the names. So it was really cool. And then a lot of the Shaggy was helping us out. We had some Barbies that played with us at Tran was there potting and helping us out.
Okay.
It was just a big support group, and that's what I really appreciate. Is just I can't say enough how supportive everybody is, how loving everybody is, how encouraging everybody is. Like it's not a beat down kind of mentality, it's a build up kind of mentality, and everyone just had confidence. Like if someone had a point that didn't go well, we didn't kind of like fixate on it. We're like, okay, that's fine. Like, let's just move on and do better.
Awesome. Yeah, the Barbies jerseys are so nice.
But yeah, I love them. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I have 4. Like I have the cup one, I have the black one, the hot pink one, and then she designed a baseball one that we'll be wearing soon. And it each has they came up with, the main 3 girls, they came up with each of us being a Barbie. So Kristen is, I think, people pleaser Barbie. Melissa was Killa Barbie, but I think we moved it to, or they renamed her to Weird Barbie, because she's our sweet little quirky gal. And then Jess is fashionably late Barbie, and then they asked me if I was comfortable with them naming me Bible Barbie. So I love that. So because I do the sport to represent, like, I enjoy the sport, but I do the sport to represent God mostly. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I just I really like how everyone's kind of embraced the Barbie theme. And
yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised that the guys wanted to they were okay with wearing pink. Like, I mean, she designed like the blue and pink ones, I think, more for the guys, and I thought they were gonna want, like, you know, to wear blue ones, and I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't expect any guys to want to come on and wear pink, and they're like, no, we're wearing pink. So
They're
they ended
all
up
in.
wearing them. Yeah, yeah. So.
That's awesome. I like those the Dr. Pepper shirts she designed too.
Oh, I know. Those are cool.
Oh, those are really cool.
She's really talented at designing that kind of stuff. Like, she has so many ideas for the jerseys, and I'm like, listen, I love these jerseys, but I don't got the money to be buying. I want them.
But no, I heard from from Kristen's podcast that she does joggers as well. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna check those out. I'm
I'm gonna have to
excited
get
see
some joggers because I have
Yeah.
a lot of jerseys. I have a lot of tops, like really one at this point, like, you know, technically 2 pairs of paintball pants. So I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Kylo's hairs or whatever.
like I need an extra pair of joggers. So I'm definitely
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Kristen
make
up for
her
that.
or get her to make me a pair of joggers, because I run through pants like no one's business for some reason. And I don't play, well, I started playing front, but I didn't play front for the last 3-4 years. And I blew through the Dye Carbon collab pants like within 9 months.
Do you like G1?
I haven't tried the G1.
We
Try.
we both wear G1 joggers.
Try.
She wears a newer design. Mine are holding up just fine. Yeah, shout out to G1.
Okay.
I hope they hear this.
Yeah.
I did shamelessly ask if I could get sponsored by them, but you know, gotta try. But yeah,
Gotta try.
I would rep G1. I'm repping G1 till the day I die.
They've been the most comfortable joggers that I've worn, because a lot of times I have to wear, like, I like my joggers being kind of loose and baggy, because if I'm squatted, I don't want, like, it being super tight. So when I actually got my joggers at Cup, and we went over to the booth, and for Infamous, I think I tried one of our teammates, like, I forgot my joggers, and he's like, I got joggers, but they're 2XL, and I'm like, I'll probably be fine, because I have long legs, so I'm like, I'll probably be fine, and I wore them, and they fit very comfortably, so I'm like, okay, maybe just paintball joggers just run smaller or something. So when we went to the tent, I'm like, can I try them on before I buy them? And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, he asked what size, I'm like, I'll try the 2XL, and then I tried them on, I'm like, these are huge, and then I tried one size smaller, then one size smaller, and then got the actual size that I wear for usually pants, and I'm like, these are still kind of nice and baggy and comfy. Like,
Yeah, basically the cuff is the only thing that's, like, you know, fitted. Everything else about it is like a nice, like, loose pant.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, with HK joggers, those are nice, but they run slim.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've outgrown my HK joggers, the nice ones.
Yeah. If G1 wants to send me some foam, I got a project I'm working on.
I've heard that foam is comfy.
One of the nephews got it, and it is well worth it.
Yeah, and honestly, I might wear a pair of Prolexes if I get the strap as well, because that G1 strap looks sick.
Yeah. Cool. Well, how was Cup with the Barbies as your first tournament? What did you guys play down there?
So we played WNXL Amateur.
How was Cup with the Barbies?
It was a lot of fun. We played WNXL Amateur, and we played just a couple teams, because there's not a lot of teams in there, and I can't remember what we placed. I think Kristen mentioned it on
It was like
on her podcast.
like 5th out of 7th or something like that.
But we had a lot of fun, and I feel like we learned a good bit from that. And I hope to play an NXL event this year with them, but at the same time, we got a lot of financial things that we have to kind of prioritize.
Yeah. Understandably,
Yeah.
getting married's not cheap.
And unfortunately, you know, the closest event other than Cup has passed. So
Yeah.
every other event after that is way farther. Oh,
Yeah,
you might
there we go.
stay. Like, don't move. Like, I would love to play an NXL event as well. Playing down at Cup with the veteran militia guys, especially jumping on the pro field for the first time. That was intense.
Yeah, how was that? Like, because you play all the matches on the pro field, or just
so? It's basically the lunch event.
okay.
When the pros and the commentator. Well, no, Matty Marshall was up there.
Okay.
But it was during noon, like 11 or noon, and the fact that it was all 20 minutes, no mercy rule, and sideline coaching, that was different. I will say.
I forgot they did sideline coaching for you guys.
I'm not taking away anything from the other teams, but that threw me off. You know, I know that's how it was played. Before I started playing
back in the
day when I was a kid. Yeah. I'm just not used to it. That's all I'm gonna say. I felt I had some good points, but getting stomped 7-3 was not fun. Not even sneaking in. What was it? Damian Vasquez and Vince Newell.
He's a Navy guy, isn't he?
Yeah, no, they weren't even slotted to play. Yeah, Matty Marshall recognized Vince, but didn't recognize Damian. They won a point for us, but at that point they were already up by 6. So it was, obviously losing's not fun, but it was still fun regardless. That's all it was. And being on the pro field was fun. Being exposed to Skinny K, his coaching was nice, but it was definitely a different game than what we play now. Big mad respect to the OGs in paintball playing sideline coaching and just that tempo of play. But it just shows that I got work to do, honestly, because I was playing against some great ballers.
Yeah, the veteran militia crew they got some good guys in that camp.
Yeah.
So, and they pull good guys for the cup events too.
Yeah. So
not a slouch by any means.
Just an honor to at least be chosen to play. That's all it is. So it was fun. Can't wait for cup this year, obviously. But playing another NXL event other than that would be nice. We just gotta see if it's in the cards.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm playing more than I thought I would get to play this year, but not as much as ideally I would want to.
Yeah.
So it killed me sitting at home, not going down to the event. So especially with all the buddies down there, I was like,
oh, yeah, I want to be there.
Yeah, had some serious FOMO catching in. But okay, so gonna try and do cup at least, and then NGXLs. Kelsey, will you be there for event 2 or too close to the wedding?
No, yeah, it's 2 weekends before the wedding, and just I don't want to. I want to. I so badly want to.
Me too.
But I don't want to overcommit myself to something because I have that kind of mentality, and just I'll commit to something. I'm like, oh wait, why did I do this to myself? So and I don't want to be bruised up. I don't want my makeup artist having to cover me up, or our photographer having to Photoshop out a bunch of bruises. Not saying I'm going to get shot a lot, but if I get lit up and because I have scars on my body from Cup last year, or not this past Cup, but 2024. Hilo.
Hey.
Sure.
He's hungry.
Come here.
He's on it.
But I'd like to. We both like to, but it's right in the heat of everything, and just financially, probably wouldn't be the wisest decision. And then with all the plans that we have going on with the wedding, that'd be a lot. It would be a lot to do. So,
David, how'd you end up doing at the C3XL?
So we did pretty well. I played with Carolina Nightmare, the team owner, Steven Chavez Parker. He hit me up. He's watched me play woodsball since I was a kid.
Okay.
Actually, I played at Trigger Time Paintball for one of my birthday parties, and he was the head ref for us. And I mean, I don't remember how good I played, but I guess I played well enough for him to notice. And he's like, we've been friends on Facebook for a while, and he's just seen me play, and he's been one to. We talk here and there, but he's been one to play with me for a while. And at that point, I was like, a major FOMO from the NGXL, and I was looking at the C3XL and seeing how things would work with, flying my drone and playing. And, thank God it all worked out. I was able to shoot video on Saturday for D4 and D6, and I played D with them. I was there to drop, and I mostly played a player coach role.
Okay.
So I understood that he wanted me to play. He wanted to be on the field with me really badly, and I did too. But I felt like they had a strong core three, and they practiced the field. I haven't. I didn't practice the field at all. I've just been looking at it and, playing it in my head. And so I wanted them to go out there really more than how I would have wanted to play out there. I want since, you don't want to break up the core three. You don't want to break up the core players who are strong together, because I didn't know the other two before that. So I would forget their names. I don't know how they played. So I wanted them to play together. First point they played, they won. So I tried to get them to spin it, but they really wanted me out there. So I was just like, all right. And so it was fun. Some couple mistakes here and there, but again, at the end of the day, it was fun. Finally playing some competition paintball for the start of the year. Fourth isn't bad.
Yeah.
Obviously not the finish that we wanted. It was their first time playing together. They said 10 years,
Wow.
the three of them. I mean, and shout out to their D6 line. They had 2 D6 lines, and one of them got all the way to second, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
And never played paintball or has been out of the sport for a very long time. There's one guy on Instagram. He goes by or his tag is liquid smoke Pierre, something like that. That guy is insane, and that was his first tournament.
Wow.
He played in the woods, and he actually bunkered me at trigger time when I was over there one time before the tournament. That guy's a savage, and so he's got the aggression down, and I think he's 40. So he's 40. He looks younger than he is. I think if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry. You can give me a good rundown later. He's actually older than he looks, but he's mobile. He was diving over the snake beam. He's got the aggression down. I was just helping him a little bit with the gun skills and, when to wrap, communication. That was a big thing, so it's good to see that people are willing to jump in the sport just because it's fun. That's what I think is good about 3-man tournaments. It's just good for starters.
It's good for starters. It's good just to have fun for guys who've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, and the aggressive guys usually do well, and that's what was happening. He would make it to the 50 off break most times, but then obviously just in D6 fashion, not know what to do when he got there. So it was fun. It was fun, kind of being a little coach, not really trying to step on their toes. Just trying to give what knowledge that I know and apply it to add on to how good they're doing. That's all I was trying to do. Just really support, make them feel good about the rights. And if they asked or if they needed it, just correct them on what they need to do. Just basic stuff.
Yep. Well, we are right over an hour, guys, which is where we want to keep it. So why don't we shout out the sponsors and the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the TikToks, and we'll call it a wrap.
So Carbon, that's a big one, or just Bear Ridge in general.
I love their math.
Carbon, if you're watching, if you need a female for the homepage, hit up Kelsey up.
I want that pink and black splatter mask so
That
bad.
one looks good.
Yeah, it does. And I can put my JT Flux, and we discovered the site cup because one of our guys, Taylor Griggs, he 3D printed them. I'm pretty sure it was Taylor. And he walks over and hands it to me. I'm like, oh, you're too mass. But Carbon has the little notches. And I'm like, I bet you I can make this work. And so I have 2 little Barbie things on the sides.
Yeah. 1023, obviously, making our jerseys. Bear Ridge, the Bear Ridge family. Can't forget them. If you want to hit me up about drone stuff or just other paintball stuff on Facebook, just my name, David Tran. On Instagram and TikTok, it's David Tran.25. I do a lot of content creation on TikTok. Not as much right now because I don't have a lot of content and not a lot of playtime. But yeah, I got that for just content and edits and stuff like that.
I don't have any. I mean, you pretty much covered all the shout outs.
Yeah.
My Instagram's up there, but there's nothing special about it. I just post paintball and life. You can follow our dog, Pilo.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code Planet Paintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast